Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for December 5, 2023, 23-year-old found dead inside Clarendon home. A 23-year-old man was found dead at his home in Mount Providence, Clarendon on Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as Dandy Pinnock, otherwise called Dylan. Pinnock was reportedly found by residents during a search. Reports are that Pinnock was last seen alive on Saturday, November 25 around 9:30 a.m. when he visited the home of his cousin in Mount Providence. Concerned that he had not been seen in a while, residents decided to check on him on Monday and went to his house to investigate. On their arrival, they reportedly found his body in a state of decomposition and summoned the police. Police say Pinnock's partially decomposed body was lying face down inside the rear section of the house. He was clad in brown shorts, shirtless, and was barefooted. The scene was processed and the body was escorted to the Maypen Hospital before being removed to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. Pedal cyclist killed in an overgun attack. A man riding a bicycle along the Barber Hill Main Road in Lucy, Hanover, was shot and killed by gunmen on Monday evening. The deceased has been identified as 29-year-old Kemoy Stevenson, otherwise called Ziggy, a laborer from Lincoln District in Moneega, St. Anne, and Malcolm Heights in Hanover. Reports are that around 5:20 p.m., Stevenson was riding a bicycle along the roadway when he was pounced upon by several men armed with handguns. The men, police said, opened fire at him, hitting him in the upper body. The culprit then escaped on foot in the area. Residents rushed Stevenson to the Noel Holmes Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The body was later removed to the morgue, pending a post-mortem examination. No motive has yet been established for the attack, the police said. 3 suspects held in Westmoreland robbery rampage. 3 persons who are strongly believed to be linked to a syndicate of criminals responsible for a recent spate of robberies and murders in Westmoreland are now in custody. Last Friday, as business owners, staff, and customers cowered with fear for their lives following the string of robberies, shootings, and murder in the business districts of Greenhill, Little London, and Negril, a police dragnet caught the suspects in Little London. We were able to intercept 3 motor vehicles. Those persons are still in custody as part of the investigation into the spate of incidents that have been taking place, said Deputy Superintendent of Police Adrian Hamilton, who heads the operations portfolio in the Westmoreland Police Division. Hamilton, who is also doubling up as acting commander of the police division, gave the update during a meeting with members of the business community at the Negril Treehouse late Sunday to allay fears and strategize workable solutions to chaos. Those persons have addresses in Montego Bay, and we understand that they were in the space scouting it out, the senior police officer said. The call came into us saying these were suspicious vehicles and the men who went to an establishment apparently attempting to scout it out as part of the whole robbery spree. Hamilton noted that last Thursday, another set of criminals attempted to rob another supermarket in Little London and eluded a police military patrol team in the Spring Gardens area of Negril. While he did not divulge much, the acting police commander said the criminal syndicate causing the mayhem in the parish has forged a bond with crooks from other police divisions. There are criminals within the space, both in Greenhill and elsewhere, and there are some who we believe are from as far as St. Elizabeth, Hamilton stated. We are seeing where these young men, motivated by greed and heartlessness, are going around to commit these robberies and murders within the space, Hamilton observed, noting that the police are working to restore calm. They have also beefed up the personnel within Zone 4, which covers the Negril and Little London police areas. Hamilton noted that while most of the robberies are occurring in Greenhill, Little London, and Negril, 8 of the 10 station district stations in the Westmoreland Police Division are being inundated with these kinds of activities. Westmoreland Western Member of Parliament Moreland Wilson expressed anxiety over the situation. We have seen where people, especially small micro enterprises, have reached out because they are unable to afford to pay for security guards or the additional cost that may be incurred in putting in closed-circuit television systems, so they have opted to close their businesses early, and that within itself has caused a tremendous downturn in the commercial activities that are happening in these small towns, he noted. Shanika's killer was on bail. Mario Morrison, who was convicted for the murder of 15-year-old Shanika Gray, was on bail for another murder committed with a knife at the time of her death in 2017. He was granted bail on October 2016, 3 months before the schoolgirl was killed. The other murder charge still hangs over his head as the case is still before the court. Those were some of the details that emerged on Monday as the murder trial for Morrison's co-accused Gregory Roberts continued. Throughout the day, defense attorney Leroy Equiano sought to establish the role Morrison played in the teenager's demise. Last week, Morrison testified that he, at Roberts' request, recorded Roberts stabbing Shanika to death. He passed the phone to me, saying, "Dog, video this for me." And I'm videoing now. He had the knife and started to stab her. She started crying and bawling, even saying, "Lord, this is what you're going to do to your daughter?" Morrison testified. On Monday, during cross-examination, Equiano asked Morrison, "Did you have a knife that night?" Morrison answered no. "Did you threaten the girl or give any orders?" The attorney asked. Again, Morrison replied no. "Did you stab the girl?" The attorney pursued. "No, I did not stab her. The only thing I did was to hold the phone," Morrison replied. "The only thing you admitted to was that you had sex with the girl and that you did not force her. Is that correct, sir?" The attorney asked Morrison, who replied in the affirmative. "Did you participate in any killing?" Equiano inquired once more, but Morrison flatly said no. When asked again if he had sex with a teenage girl against her will, Morrison said no. By law, he is guilty of murder because of his actions at the scene. The revelation that Morrison was on bail at the time of Shanika's murder will no doubt fuel long-running concerns that individuals on murder or gun charges typically commit other offenses while they are on bail. For the June 2022 opening of the Easter term session of the Westmoreland Circuit Court, 17 of the individuals before the court were on bail for murder. They were among 32 people charged with serious offenses that were committed while they were on bail, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey told the news at the time. Bailey had been providing data in a pushback against the defense lawyers who took issue with the claim that a larger number of individuals on bail were re-offending. The government, pummeled by urgings to get a handle on crime, had also pointed to the need to tighten the legislation. However, Minister of Constitutional Affairs Marlene Malahou Fort came in for criticism last June when she signaled changes to the Bail Act that would see individuals charged with murder and gun-related charges denied bail. An amended Bail Act was passed on July 25, 2023, 4 years after Gray's death. The Green Pond High School student was found dead in bushes in Irwin, St. James with multiple stab wounds on February 1, 2017. Morrison pleaded guilty to her murder in September 2022 and was sentenced a month later to life imprisonment. 10 of 18 witnesses have already provided evidence in the ongoing Roberts trial. 8 witnesses gave sworn evidence, and the 2 other witnesses' statements were read into evidence. The trial continues today. Government elections. The parliamentary opposition is again calling for Prime Minister Andrew Holness to announce the date for the local government elections due to be held on or before February 28 next year. Speaking at a party meeting in Western Portland on Sunday night, Member of Parliament for North Western Manchester, Michael Phillips, questioned the delay in announcing the date. He also took a jab at the Prime Minister, accusing his administration of failing to fulfill its promises to provide better roads, improved health services, and a proper transportation system, among other things.
The fact is, you promised fixed election date, and that is a broken promise. The fact is that it said we're to bring constitutional reform, we're to leave the Queen behind. It's a broken promise. You say you're going to make the country cleaner. It is the nastiest we have ever seen it. The fact is, you say we're going to give the people better transport. That was mashed down party. The fact is, Prime Minister, is that the PNP will definitely get rid of the Queen and the Privy Council moving forward. The fact is that the PNP was the party who set the fixed election date for local government, and we will do it for the general elections.